generally have hung on there at the end for the victory. How tough was that? They were kind of putting a lot of pressure on their late. How did you guys manage to kind of fight that off and keep them out of the net and hang on to that one?
I think we sometimes don't do ourselves any favors with the amount of chances that we created, especially in the first half. So I think, looking to where we can improve upon, I think we have to put teams away early and some of those chances. 20 shots, we really should have tested their keeper a little bit more. And then, in terms of dealing with the end, there was some good, game management, if you like, in terms of how we managed it out. Tried to keep possession still and make them work hard. And I think, it's still some things we have to learn and improve upon for sure.
And was it a little bit frustrating there early? I mean, you get the first one fairly early, you guys, but was it frustrating there early that you couldn't get a couple more of those chances in the back of the net there in the first half?
I mean, for us, we were solid at the back today, which was nice. Shutout for us after conceding 3 on Friday is nice. But yeah, there's definitely some chances you'd like, especially playing at the back, to convert, give us a little more breathing space. But I guess we'll take a win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Really, to all of you, you had a really good build-up from the back in almost all cases, but I did see a lot of decisions to go long ball through. Was that by design, or did you just see some space to work with? What was the thinking there?
I mean, for me, being on the left side, I was looking more, they were, especially in the first half. Second half, we did a much better job of trying to possess and keep that ball and work out. In the first half, we did tend to go long a little more, only because I feel like we thought we were a little bit under pressure. We also wanted to make sure we weren't giving the ball away in our own half.
I think, too, with the way the pressure line was set up for Pueblo and how high they pressured, it made sense to bypass that line as quickly as we could. And then also when you have someone like Tamino and Luke who have such an ability to hold the ball up, you want to try and play to those strengths. So I think that some of that is just the situation that we found ourselves in with the pressure and just trying to play out and get forward. And also the onus of us being at home is to try and win games and score goals. So that's what we're trying to do as well.
And how key is it for you guys at the end of what's been a real busy stretch for you to get back on top, not only get the win back against Adams, but get a win here at home and start going back as you try and climb back in the league race and get yourselves where you need to be, hopefully as you position for a possible tournament berth.
Yeah, we're happy we got the win and we're back on the uprise, and we're proud of the shutout, which is something we haven't been doing this year, but it's obvious with our offense that we can score a lot of goals. And yeah, I think the thing to be most proud of today is the shutout, but I think the goals will come, and it looks like we're going up from here.
I think winning is a habit that you create and that you can build upon, and I think it shows such volumes, speaks volumes for the program that it's the first time we've lost 3 games in a row since 2003. So the most important thing now is refocusing in on putting wins together in blocks, and being hard to beat. And so we know that we've got a very tough road trip next week with Metro and Mines, but we also know with these 2 wins this last weekend that we're still in the title race and still trying to chase after it. And so we'll continue to strive to go forward and win and continue to put those numbers on the board.
You guys did a good job of possessing the ball through the midfield in both halves, minus a few minute spurts here and there to be expected. But how does that translate into getting goals and having the ball find the back of the net? And then one step further, not being too patient, being too direct, being too goal hungry. Where does that balance lie? And how do you do a good job of maintaining both?
I think it's a really good question, because it's something that you struggle with as a coach, because you want to play a certain style, and sometimes what opponents do doesn't allow you to play to that style. And so adjusting in games is always important. But what we always ask the guys to do is to be brave with the ball, because I think sometimes the bravest thing to do is hold on to it and keep possession of the ball and create good chances. And so I think it's credit to our guys that they want to play as much as they do. And it's just a thing that we've just got to execute more. Once we get into the rhythm and establish a certain passing pattern, we need to use that and get goals and put teams away early.
And given the road trip you got coming up, I mean, you get these two big wins. How much do you look at it now that you've gotten, you know, back on top in the win column, as you've got the teams that you're chasing still to play in a lot of cases?
Yeah, you know, and that's the one positive, I guess, of the losses, is that we still have to play against teams that we think will be up near the top end of the table, and then also, you know, taking points from them on the road gives us the best possible opportunity of having a successful year. So definitely still having some elements in our own hands is definitely a benefit, and we've just got to look to capitalize on it. I think we've had our wake-up call with the losses that we've suffered. We've showed back that we can bounce back, and just got to continue to go forward.
And I noticed Johannes had been back in there a little bit. Did he kind of re-aggravate something? I noticed he didn't play this weekend.
Yeah, the injuries have been tough. You know, it seems like as soon as we get one out, another one drops out. So that's definitely been a tough piece. But I think the fact that we have such strength and depth in numbers is really helping us out. We're definitely going deeper in our bench than we've probably done before, which is good though, because it's a valuable experience for some of these younger guys to get minutes. And I think Brooks a great example of that, because he's been able to come in, score against Adams, and look really comfortable out there. So I think it's a credit to him and to some of those guys that are you know, getting in and getting valuable minutes right now.
And how is your comfort level, you know, growing as your minutes, you know, increase here, you know, getting the start today, the game you had against Adams? I mean, how is your comfort level growing as you get a little bit more experience here and a little bit more game time?
Yeah, I feel like it gets easier and easier every game, and just feel more comfortable every game. Yeah.
Everybody's comfortable. I'm just curious, this is like a hard one to even answer. It's like, really your big question mark now is just the finish. And in your last game against Adams State, it was spread out real evenly amongst most players, which is actually, can be a very great thing. Do you see where the goals are going to start coming from? Do you see the...
You know, I mean, I think for us, you know, you look back at teams in the past, and, you know, 2005, you know, John Cunliffe and Cole Sweetser scored a lot of goals. 2009, Ewan Purcell, David Barton scored a lot of goals. But the 2011 is a great team for us because the goals were so varied across the board. And I think, you know, what we showed on Friday is that we are capable of scoring goals. And, you know, the likes of Tamino and Luke Lawrence and Brooke, who are all freshmen, scoring goals. I mean, Brooke has been with us for a while, but this is his first time, you know, when he hasn't been injured and been healthy, and actually his actual freshman year. So the fact that we have goal scorers within the group is obviously a positive. And I think that makes it difficult for other teams to defend against when you have plenty of attacking options.
And then also, just comments on, you guys have a lot of defenders that are scoring goals as well. One being today.
I mean, I don't know if you can call it a goal. I mean, they'll take it, but I mean, we just got to get. It's part of the way we play to try and get our defenders involved. So it is going to happen occasionally, I guess. But we are looking for guys to really step up in front of goal, which is obviously Adams. We started to do so, and if we can continue that way, there's guys who are showing that they can, you know, put the ball in the back of the net, which is huge for us.
You say it's kind of a fluke, but you scored today. And obviously, we call it kind of a shot/cross, but it goes in nevertheless. And Brandt and Saunders have both got goals as well. You guys are doing really well in the back. So.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, probably one of our best chances, apart from the goal, was some of the great work Austin did down the left-hand side to win the ball back and cut in and had a shot with his right foot. So I think that, you know, it gives us a lot of confidence when we can see these defenders wanting to get forward and attack. And Mike looked very comfortable coming out of the back again today, and you have to give a little bit of credit to Aaron Clore too, who's been so solid back there. So I think overall, what we've been looking for is people to pick up the slack and really pull together as a unit, and I think that we're starting to see that come true right now. All right, thanks guys.